So when this came up on my timeline, initially I refused to believe it, especially when it's taken like this, just a snippet, and you don't get the source. I thought that, nah, this is misinformation, but then I noticed that there's no community notes to it. And then I noticed that someone actually links to the freaking article, and I'm like, wow, this is a little bit concerning, isn't it? So apparently this is a new model, okay? Like up until this point, humanity hasn't thought about something so great, but luckily we have the academia, we have universities, not where they teach actual difficult science, you know, like medicine, mathematics. No, the easy shit. Like the easy shit that once you get in, you know you're going to graduate. The grievance studies, right? Like the women's studies, the post-colonial studies, the stuff someone does when they got like a B minus or a C in high school, and they want to do a university just for the sake of saying that they have done one. And they can get a student debt, or in some cases the government pays for it. You know, it's for the people who are lazy and don't want to study. They want like the easy way in life. They go to those universities. And the people there, they got together, they brainstormed this for quite a while, and then they realized, it's like, what if we have like a new model of medicine? You know, like that bullshit that people used to believe in the past, that you should treat people based on codes of color, like red is someone that's dying and they need immediate care. You know, yellow is someone that is stabilized, and then you have like green, someone that can wait. Yeah, like all of that is horseshit. You know, the fuck did the old doctors know? They're probably cisgender, heteronormative, evil white men. Anyway, no, we're much more enlightened, we're much more compassionate, empathetic. So instead of like treating people based on their injuries, instead of treating people based on the medical science, I mean, you guys remember with Fauci and the science? Now, I heard that Dr. Fauci, and I believe him, I mean, who am I to doubt the man? He said that any attacks on him are attacks on the science. I mean, basically, Dr. Fauci is the science. And I understand that he may be retiring soon due to old age. So these are the consequences. They're disastrous for humanity. I mean, if the science retires, like, what do we have left? Well, the answer is that we have mysticism and superstition to guide the way. We have the people from the academia, from the grievance studies, that believes in the patriarchy, the magical cock and balls in the sky that oppresses everyone, right? Like, that's their mysticism. And they believe that there is a system of systemic oppressions, and all white people are colluding with each other, and they're conspiring with each other, but they don't even know they're conspiring with one another. It sounds batshit crazy what I'm saying, right? Go read Robin DiAngelo's book. Like, these are the people that are giving us wisdom. And they're also considering that in order to center values as anti-oppression, anti-racism, and social justice, rather than medical expertise, like this is the key phrase that should put horror and dread into any normal human being. Like the moment you have two synapses to rub together, the moment like two neurons are in your brain capable of forming that one synapse, you should be terrified. Like you should be horrified, more so than the environment, than the global warming. Like, this actually should terrify normal people. When someone says we should put anything, I don't fucking care what it is, before medical expertise. Like, take into account that you have normies out there that were like, trust the science, trust the science. You know, like those people, right? You had those people out there who were like literally worshipping on the altar of science. And now they're basically going along with this and say, yeah, no, like, we shouldn't trust medical experts. No. What we need to put is social justice and anti-oppression and anti-racism. In other words, if you're an activist doing anti-racism or a politician doing anti-racism, and you don't even have to do it, you just have to claim it, right? Then you get a lot of power with this thing. I'm really curious, like, if Justin Trudeau, like, here's the question, okay? If Justin Trudeau requires medical treatment because he has done blackface in the past, is that going to influence the medical decision? I mean, if we live in a society with anti-racism, anti-oppression, and social justice, how many people did Justin Trudeau oppress with his legislation? I mean, it's difficult to be in the government and not oppress someone. You know, like, you're going to eventually sign a law. You're going to pass something that oppresses someone or someone else. is he going to be affected by this? That's my question, right? He oppressed the truckers, didn't he? Seized their bank accounts. So anyway, apparently the relationship with patients, providers, communities, the land, the relationship with the land. Like I want you to understand this, okay? You have an appendicitis, an acute appendicitis. Like in the middle of the night, you're waking up, you're sweating, you're in pain. So you're calling an ambulance, which, by the way, up until that day, you have paid using your taxpayer money. Like, it's not for free. Like, you have paid for that shit. So the ambulance takes you to the hospital, and the hospital has to consider the land. Just so you can understand just how detached these people in the academia are from the real world. Like, they are literally in the mysticism. You know, when you see that image from video games with the witch doctor with the you know, type of shit? These are the individuals that are creating this dumb... There was something that I would say, but it would violate YouTube's TOS. So society at large, yes, rather than the individual physician as a gatekeeper or professionalized knowledge. In other words, remove individualism, right? Like the doctor, because this is what I like, okay? So in their view, the Soviet Union system was best. The one that created Lysenkoism and famine. That's the good system. In other words, it's a fascist system. Like, you have a couple of people in charge, and they issued the protocol, right? Like, they issued the way that everyone has to behave. And if you're a doctor, you need to follow the protocol. Like, you're not a human being. You're pretty much a machine. You're a robot. You don't make individual decisions. You don't decide on a case-to-case basis. No. You're a soldier. Like, literally, this is what they want. They want doctors to be autonomous, non-thinking soldiers. And these people are anti-fascists, by the way. Like, they hate fascismus. In reality, by the way, every human being is different. This is why you actually do go to a doctor. And this is why, like, the doctor takes your measurements before giving you treatment, so they know how many pills, like how many micrograms of prednisone they give you, or whatever the fuck, you know? Every single person is different. Like, some people have allergies, some people don't, some people have like a genetic predisposition to a disease, others don't. But like, the people from academia don't understand this. They don't even know what medicine is. They probably don't even know how to poke someone with a needle. But they get to write policy for how society should function. And it's like, well, actually, when you take a blood sample, you need to consider the land, and you need to consider the systems of systemic oppressions. And yeah, and this is coming from a country which gives maids to people, right? Like Canada was actually involved in a couple of scandals where like, you have a veteran with back pains, and he obviously, you know, serving his country, and he paid his taxes, he wants some medical treatment. And they were suggesting, like, yeah, why don't you use the euthanasia? Like, we, the Canadian government, can offer that. I mean, dude. Yeah, it was in the news. Like, it was horrible. How? Now, this is at the stage of a petition, by the way. And some people are against it. For obvious reasons, other people are for it. The very fact that someone can even post some Nazist shit like this and consider themselves an intellectual and an anti-whatever, fuck off. I'm glad that this thing doesn't exist in Romania. Unironically, like, you know, a lot of Romanians don't know how good they have it, and they don't appreciate their country, but if you tell them horror stories like this, they would start appreciating it. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. And if you want to support this channel, there is a link into the pinned comment that takes you to my subscribe star. And even $5 would mean a lot, because the value of $1 is actually a lot bigger in Romania than it is over there. So, another benefit of living in Romania. I'll see you guys. Take care.